welcome to Strength Reversed. It's Amy. Thank you so much for watching today. I am standing if it looks weird. I just wanted to make a video very quickly before I talk myself out of it. I haven't honestly been very motivated or inspired to make any tarot videos. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of sick of talking about tarot decks. That being said, let's talk about a new deck that I have. It was my birthday on the new moon, and my friend Alvarez, who's also a teacher, I work with her, and we both read tarot cards, and we both have tarot tube channels. We're basically the same person, gave me an oracle deck about astrology. I'm not into astrology or oracle decks, but somehow I love the deck. It is the Black Moon astrology cards. They're very pretty. Here's the back. And if you're not familiar with the cards, they have a card about each planet, each house, the North Node, the South Node, things like that. And the book that comes with it is very informative. So I'm liking at least looking at the cards. I haven't taken them for a spin. But yesterday, I thought I'd get on the channel and ramble because something popped into my head, and that is when I am willing to read tarot cards and when I'm not willing to read tarot cards for people. I think back in the day when I was first starting, it was easy for friends to peer pressure me into reading tarot cards when I didn't want to. And because of several experiences that I've had succumbing to peer pressure doing that, I don't have a problem saying no anymore. And I don't want this to get into a video about like my tarot boundaries or the rules that I have for myself. For example, there are no hangers on in readings. Like your friend can't come and watch you get a tarot reading, because I've been burned that way. But I was thinking about a couple of experiences that I had a number of years ago, where a particular group of cards came up and gave me the ick. And I just really didn't want to do the reading. And in the moment, I really struggled with how to communicate that to this person or what to do. And on both of these occasions, I sort of bumbled through the reading, feeling very uncomfortable and wishing I could run away. But I will tell you about these readings and tell me if you have similar experiences, or if your tarot cards or your tarot guides give you any kind of high sign that this is not the one. Now, I do not usually, this has only happened to me a couple of times since the late 90s when I started reading. And it's not something that happens very often at all. But I will tell you, I was reading at a Renaissance festival, which here we call the medieval fair, and everything was going swimmingly. And I was sitting on a bale of hay reading tarot cards, and this young woman, she was probably maybe college aged, came for a reading. And keep in mind, there's like a tarot reader to my left and a tarot reader to my right, so it's not super private. And it's only like a 10 or 15 minute reading. And she looked very sheepish, and her eyes were very wide, and she looked mystified or panic stricken, and it was kind of freaking me out. And she gave me the situation, which I don't even remember what it was, but I laid out all these cards, and it was pretty much every water card that you could possibly get. The moon and the high priestess and all the cups, and it was just water, 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 water. And as I was doing this reading, I thought, what's really going on? And she was kind of looking at me like, And I thought, like, blink twice if someone is holding you hostage. That's kind of the feeling that I got. And we just kind of stared at each other, and I was like, and I kind of resented it, to be honest, on some level, because I thought, whatever question she's bringing to me probably needs to be brought to a therapist and not the tarot reader at the Renaissance Festival. But, you know, people come to tarot with all sorts of serious things, and so I wanted to respect that. And I did the best I could, but I just had this feeling like, get me out of here. This, like, there's something underneath there that I don't want to know. It's above my pay grade. And she kind of looked panicked and meek and sheepish the whole time. And maybe now I would have been more direct, but back then I thought, if I ever get all water ever again, I'm gonna run away. So a while later, I don't remember where this is in the timeline of my life, but I was at a tarot meetup, and this was a meetup that I went to regularly for several years. And some guy showed up one night who had never been there. And as the course of the evening rolled on, it got to the part of the meetup where we would just kind of exchange readings with whoever was around us. And somehow I ended up exchanging readings with this guy. And he just kind of gave me a bad vibe immediately. I just didn't really, I wasn't feeling it. Anyway, we didn't exchange because I had no interest in him reading for me, but he was very upfront about the fact that he was a beginner, and then of course felt free to lecture everyone around him on how to read tarot cards, even though he's saying he's a beginner. He mansplained, if you will. So I end up being the one to give him a reading, which I already didn't want to do. And then here we go again. Every water card in the deck comes up, and my mind was sort of spinning. Like, how do I should have just, again, now I would be like, dude, I don't want to read for you. And I would just cut my losses and not worry so much. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're thinking about me. Back then, I gave a fuck. So I didn't say what I should have said, which was just, I don't feel right doing this reading. Anyway, luckily, he started mansplaining a bunch of stuff to me, and I could do the just, Homer Simpson fade into the bushes kind of thing. And I don't think I ever ended up getting the reading done. But I have discussed these two situations with my tarot guides, and have come to an agreement with them that if that happens, it's just a no. And I'm going to have to come up with just a rote answer about why I'm not doing this reading. I just can't do this reading right now. Other than that, times I won't do a reading, of course, if I don't feel safe, or if I'm sick, I have a migraine, or, if I'm 3 sheets to the wind or something, which unfortunately rarely happens. I would love to be 3 sheets to the wind. Anyway, I'm interested if you guys have any signs besides just the I don't feel good and have to take care of myself. But how do you word that to clients? And what is your sign from your decks or your guides that this reading shouldn't happen? Okay. Well, it's been nice talking to you, Tarot Tube, and I do have some ideas for a couple more videos. One of them is me completely bitching about a couple of videos that I've seen that pissed me off. So that'll be fun. Okay, bye.